It's been a brutal few weeks for Democrats. The political landscape has been unforgiving, with setbacks and challenges that have left many feeling disheartened and uncertain about the future. The political winds seem to be shifting, and not in their favour. The opposition has gained momentum, and the once solid ground beneath the Democrats' feet appears to be crumbling. But amidst the storm clouds, a small ray of hope has emerged. This glimmer of optimism is not just a fleeting moment, but a potential turning point that could redefine the political narrative. It comes in the form of growing public awareness surrounding something called Project 2025. This initiative, though not widely known, is beginning to capture the attention of both the public and the media. This project, shrouded in secrecy and whispered about in hushed tones, has the potential to reshape America as we know it. Its implications are vast, and its goals are ambitious, aiming to bring about significant changes in policy and governance. Democrats are beginning to realize that Project 2025 could be their most potent weapon in the upcoming election. Strategists and campaigners are now focusing their efforts on unveiling the project's details and highlighting its potential impact. By exposing its radical agenda and the threat it poses to American democracy, they hope to galvanize voters and shift the tide. The goal is to create a sense of urgency and mobilize the electorate to take action. The stakes are high, but the potential rewards are even greater. If successful, this strategy could not only secure electoral victories, but also pave the way for a more progressive and inclusive future for the nation. The journey ahead is challenging, but with determination and unity, Democrats believe they can turn the tide in their favor. So, what exactly is Project 2025? In essence, it's a comprehensive plan crafted by conservative think tanks, most notably the Heritage Foundation. This plan, over 1,000 pages long, outlines a strategy to seize control of the federal government and fundamentally alter its course. Its key components include drastically shrinking the size of the federal government, dismantling regulatory agencies, and appointing loyalists to key positions. It also calls for a dramatic reshaping of social policies, including education, healthcare, and even the arts. This is not just a policy document, it's a declaration of war on the established order. The implications of Project 2025 are far-reaching and deeply troubling. Imagine a government stripped bare, its regulatory power gutted, and its agencies staffed by ideologues. Imagine a society where access to healthcare is limited, education is dictated by partisan agendas, and artistic expression is stifled. This is the vision of Project 2025, a radical reimagining of America that would fundamentally alter the balance of power and erode the very fabric of our democracy. It's a vision that should send chills down the spine of every American who values freedom, equality, and the rule of law. Section 4. Trump's calculated distance. Interestingly, the figure most closely associated with this radical agenda, former President Donald Trump, has publicly distanced himself from Project 2025. In recent interviews and rallies, he's claimed to have never heard of it, dismissing it as a figment of the fake news media. This denial, however, rings hollow. Trump's entire political career has been built on the very principles espoused by Project 2025: disdain for government bureaucracy, a penchant for deregulation, and a willingness to exploit cultural divisions for political gain. Section 5. Echoes of denial, a familiar pattern. This is not the first time Trump has employed the tactic of denial when confronted with inconvenient truths. Whether it was his knowledge of hush money payments, his praise for authoritarian leaders, or his downplaying of the January 6th insurrection, Trump has consistently resorted to denial as a shield against accountability. But the American people are not fooled. They recognize this pattern of behavior for what it is, a desperate attempt to evade responsibility and cling to power. The more Trump denies his connection to Project 2025, the more suspicious his motives become. Section 6. The Heritage Foundation. Architects of Change. While Trump may try to distance himself from Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation, the conservative think tank behind it, has been anything but shy about its ambitions. This organization has long been a powerhouse in shaping conservative policy and ideology, and Project 2025 is just the latest in a series of bold initiatives aimed at reshaping the American political landscape. Its president, Kevin Roberts, has openly declared that the goal is to deconstruct the administrative state and usher in a new era of conservative governance. Roberts, a staunch advocate for limited government, believes that the current system is bloated and inefficient, and that a radical overhaul is necessary to restore what he sees as the original vision of the Founding Fathers. In a recent speech, Roberts stated, "This is not about tinkering around the edges." He emphasized that minor adjustments and superficial changes are not enough to address the deep-rooted issues within the federal bureaucracy. This is about fundamentally transforming the way our government functions. The Heritage Foundation envisions a streamlined, more accountable government that operates with greater efficiency and responsiveness to the needs of the American people. These words should be a wake-up call for all Americans. The proposed changes could have far-reaching implications for every aspect of American life, from healthcare and education to national security and environmental policy. The Heritage Foundation, with its deep pockets and vast network of influence, is deadly serious about enacting its radical agenda. Their strategic planning and extensive resources make them a formidable force in American politics, capable of driving significant change and shaping the future direction of the country. Section 7. The stakes are high. A call to action. The stakes could not be higher. We are at a critical juncture in our nation's history, where every decision we make will have lasting consequences. Project 2025 represents a clear and present danger to the future of American democracy. It is not just another policy proposal. It is a calculated move to undermine the very foundations of our democratic system. It's a blueprint for authoritarianism, disguised as a policy document. This plan seeks to centralize power, erode checks and balances, and silence dissenting voices. It's a Trojan horse, waiting to be wheeled into the halls of power. Once inside, it will unleash a series of changes that could irreversibly alter the landscape of our governance. The time for complacency is over. We can no longer afford to sit on the sidelines and hope for the best. Action is required, and it is required now. We must shine a light on this insidious plan and expose it for what it truly is. Investigative journalism, public discourse, and civic engagement are our tools in this fight. We must demand accountability from those who support it, from the grassroots level to the highest echelons of power, from the politicians who parrot its talking points, often without fully understanding the implications, to the donors who fund its operations, driven by their own interests, rather than the common good. The future of our nation depends on it. We must come together, united in our resolve to protect the democratic values that define us. This is our call to action, and we must answer it with unwavering determination.